Oh, child.
Got all this up here, and then you're down here.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So you ready?
Ready. Mm. Mm. All right, I am live. Great, wonderful. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all, everyone, again, all my good friends, for tuning into the Power broadcast. I'm Peter Stewart, here with my lovely executive producer, my forever love, Miss Starkett. This is the Power Control broadcast. We're talking about race, politics, and economics and bettering the city of Jackson. And today, of course, is the day for the runoff for Ward 4, Ward 5 City Council. I got a feeling that turnout was going to be kind of light. But again, that's an important topic, important issue. We know that Jackie Amos was in the runoff, and I believe for the first time in a long time. Huh? Yeah. And I guess Mr. Tillman, I guess he had a runoff. Huh. Okay, Ward 5. Which that's different. Usually, I'm pretty sure in the past, he, went outright. It wouldn't be a runoff. He'd have to just, go into if he had a Republican candidate, which how many Republican candidates? Ward 5, really. Are there any Republicans living in Ward 5 in Jackson? Hey, George, thanks for tuning in. But this is a day of decision. What I wanted to mention was something called accountability, holding our candidates accountable. Me personally, I'm big on having a plan. I'm big and know what the plan is. We need one in Jackson. We need we need an agenda. That's the word that I'm looking for. Having that we know that that the city council person we elect is going to be in office, let's say 4 years. Okay. We need an agenda going with them. In other words, you can only choose so much. I never forget you have to choose your target. A lot of stuff I learned, the principles of power I learned in the military. I went to the Marine Corps Officer Candidate School in Quantico, Virginia. Okay. And it was 6 weeks for 2 summers. Summers of 88 and 89. No, 87 and 88. Summer of 87, summer of 88. Some I'll never get to Megan. My daughter Megan was born, oldest daughter was born. And you have to choose what you want to go after. So you have a long list of things that we know we want to do for Jackson. We got to put that on the list. Pass that folder over there. Miss Starkett, please. When you get a chance. Thank you. So one of the things that Starkett and I were talking about was how, hey Alfred, I'm sorry. Of how there's some stuff left over that didn't get finished, y'all. I mean, yesterday I was talking about, went through, Austin, went through talking about, I pulled up the website for the City of Jackson's Planning and Development. Okay, they got a plan for, putting together like some bike trails and walking trails in the City of Jackson and a bus rapid transit, BRT. Okay, all right, cool. Can we finish the Fair Street District? Can we finish that? Can we get through with that, first? Can we build the parking lot and the hotel that has to go to the convention center? We have a convention center without a hotel and a parking lot. Oh, let me say this one more time. Okay, do you understand that we have a convention center that 100,000 people, whatever many people can get up in there, but nowhere to park? Do you understand that folks got to park the street? So you really truly can't have a concert, y'all, at the convention center. It loses about $1 million a year for the city of Jackson. Hey, Miss Bilbrew, thanks for tuning in. But we don't have a parking garage. It's supposed to be one at a hotel. So you have a big name celebrity coming to a big brand new convention center. Where are they gonna sleep? Oh, they're gonna stay at the new hotel up the street around the corner, gonna walk down through Jackson to the convention center for the show. Yeah, okay. And nowhere to park. Can we finish the Metro Center? The Metro Center is supposed to be developed because we bought, I think was the old, we got the Gafers and the city of Jackson bought also the old Dillard's, DH Homes, whatever it is. We bought that and we paid rent at this other part of the Metro. Okay. Can we finish what we started? Everyone remembers being a kid and you're a kid and you ask your mama, well, can I have some cookies? Your mama said you got to finish your dinner first. You have to finish your chores. We have to finish what we started. I'm glad that we have some plans, but the city of Jackson's plan right now needs to be to complete the projects that are unfinished. The vision for the Fair Street project was real simple. You have this convention center that runs straight, the Fair Street itself runs underneath the convention center. There's an opening, and that was purposeful. That if you're in the walkover part of the convention center and you're looking through the beautiful glass, you're looking directly down Fair Street. What people are supposed to do was you have a big event, and then there's this entertainment district full of nightlife and music and food and restaurants. And you would walk out of the convention center and walk directly into the Fair Street Entertainment District and have yet more shows and entertainment going on to partake of. That's the vision. All right. It is unfinished. Okay. So that is what we have to do. All right. Finish our unfinished project. The stuff we started and didn't finish, that needs to be in the plan. That's what we need to have.
Oscar said to really city council.
You know what? That's a good question, because my first thing went to my mind was they have to know it to assume that they know it. Okay, and you know what though? They may not. That literally may not be something that they take up, because if something isn't measured, it isn't managed. So, yeah. So that's a good question. They very well may not be cognizant. It's not an issue, I'll put it that way, to say we need to take care of the Fair Street District as a priority, as a hot button point that has to be taken care of. They need to be reminded. Thanks, George. Yeah, they need to be reminded. And getting that gets back to my issue of accountability, which means that we, the citizens, will hold our elected officials who we elect accountable. Now, I say that we, as a citizens, we have to come up with an agenda that we want. We have to give them and tell them what we want. It's part of our responsibility. Okay. Yeah.
Well, Oscar said it's probably not a priority.
Yeah.
First, I'm saying, talk about this one. What is your opinion on the zoo?
I'm in the camp when it comes to the zoo in the city of Jackson. I'm of the camp that it should be moved out by the Children's Museum. I'm in that camp. There is land there for that can be used for that purpose, that is owned by the government. Okay, but be it state, true enough. You probably could even get some state funds if you put it out there as well, as opposed to being purely financial on the back of just the city. This is one idea that we can get the support of the state legislature if we go that route and allow the state to, bear some of the financial burden of maintaining the costly zoo. So I'm in that camp. I'm in that camp also because I have my own vision, y'all. So I'm sorry, and here it is. My vision is move the zoo, okay, over there off Lakeland Drive, over there, by the Children's Museum and the Museum of Natural Science, okay, where young families are taking their children anyway, okay, and it would just round out, everything. All right, now I would expand the airport. I would get rid of the golf course on the north side uh, of Woodrow Wilson. Okay, Bullitt Street, whatever it is at that point. For those who know Jackson, I would expand that airport, the airport that the city of Jackson owns, that's in the city of Jackson. I would expand that airport. I would take all that land that the zoo is on, and I would expand the golf course over there. I would not have a golf course that goes over a major roadway like it does now. You have a golf course, George and Oscar and everybody else. Our golf course is cut in the middle by a 5-lane, highway. But Dukes, what's up, Frat? I would, and then I would have, especially now that you have all these celebrity NFL coaches coaching, SWAC schools. Whenever we play, we could have a golf tournament, when we have a classic in Jackson, and we could, raise a lot of money.
I was saying, out of that, George, what do you all think about Peter's opinion about what needs to be done with the zoo? Do you agree? And if not, what would be your suggestion?
Yeah. Now, my understanding is that the mayor wants to revitalize. He wants to complete a pet project of his father, was to revitalize that Capitol Street corridor. Capitol Street, when you start at, I guess Ellis Avenue and going all the way downtown, that neighborhood through there, revitalizing. There was a collection of African Americans who came together and bought about 20 some odd houses together. They kind of built their own community within that community. They bought a lot of the abandoned, empty, vacant, dilapidated houses. And they were with the Malcolm X grassroots movement. Okay. Hey, Renthia. And so, and so I'm like, well, Mayor, you can have a golf course as, around that neighborhood, which if you want to increase property values, I'm sure George would agree with me on this, have a golf course, in your neighborhood.
But what about, what's that word? Come in.
Gentrification. I'm still working on that. I'll be honest with you, Starkey, you and I, you know that we both talked about that. I don't have the solution. I need someone smarter than me. Because if you increase, because what Starkey is talking about is that if you increase the property, you put the golf course there and property values go up. What you want? You want to buy a house and the property value go up, right? But now other people can't afford to live there because what just happened was your property taxes go up. I mean, if your property value goes up, then your property taxes go up. Unless you, I don't know, you pass legislation to grandfather people in.
George, to me, it's common sense, but council doesn't have.
We haven't given them common sense also. Accountability, taking responsibility, what we need to do. I really enjoyed having Jackie Amos over here to talk with her because I feel like whenever I may talk to someone who's a candidate, I have this opportunity to, once they win, which I'm predicting she will, Results will probably be in a little bit. Start coming in. That there should be a channel open to where we can talk with her. She was on the show, and so she's in a runoff for the Democrat primary. Did she have a Republican candidate opposition?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Never heard about one else.
Well, she can't be sworn in until after, I believe, June anyway. Okay, when it's everything's over.
Now, this is the Keith seat.
4, yeah, that's the Keith seat.
Okay.
5, why they running for 5, I forgot. But anyway, so we need to hold them accountable. We need to give them an agenda, is what I say. Is what we need to do.
Don't they have, well, weren't they having like regular meetings, and can we participate in the meetings?
Answer, yeah. I was my community activism days. I was involved in Vision 2022. I worked with the Chamber of Commerce on the housing project, which maybe one day I showed you start hitting my.
Okay. I was gonna say, I haven't been to the zoo in years, but I think it's time for expansion and a new change of it.
Yeah, and grow it, make it bigger and better, and let the state be a part of it. Because see that park, the Children's Museum, the Museum of Natural Science. There's a golf course there, and of course, the park there. We used to call Riverside Park. I forget what is it called now. LaFleur's Bluff Park, State Park. It's a state park. Convince the legislature to take part in putting the zoo out. Okay, so that there's a state zoo in the city of Jackson. Yeah, so the state of Mississippi would have a landmark zoo. That's what I say, and even do an aquarium.
And we have to bring in not just bring chimps, but we love to see it. We need to bring.
Yeah, we do. We need something special.
Something that people will drive a little distance to come and see.
Yeah.
This can't be monkeys and elephants and giraffes. We already got that.
Yeah.
We had it anyway.
I mean, we all know what the aquarium in Atlanta is like. Everyone's been, which a lot of people have. I think they get millions of people a year at that Atlanta aquarium.
Oscar said, that's a great idea. You speaking of Oscar. Really says what's needed to turn Jackson positive. She's asking the question. What's needed to turn Jackson toward a positive position?
We need to create our own economy. We need to build up our economy. We need to create, innovate our own jobs, economic system.
We need ideas. We need people that care.
Mm-hmm.
We need finances. Support. People willing to do the work.
Mm-hmm. And before I forget, what I wanted to close out with, I spoke last night about having a plan. And one of the things I'm big on is, having a plan in writing. My beloved here has got me, I haven't started yet, but want to do a vision board. I got to work on that. But, what I always talk about is systems and processes. So there is for me, in my, becoming a resident investment advisor, there's a system and process. This is by a guy who's in Primerica, who is a millionaire. Hey, George Miller, who has written, this is his step-by-step guide. So this is a system and process. When we were working on Vision 2022, we wrote out, we came up with individual plans that we submitted. I submitted that. I worked with, oh God, what is his name? At Voice of Calvary. Hey, Donald. His name would come to me after we get off the broadcast. But the director of Voice of Calvary, he and I worked together on a housing project. We got together, we had a meeting, we put a plan together, and we submitted. It fits over here in the corner. Tony Yarber did pick up a piece of it. He did turn it. It was the neighbor project, something. I forget what he called it. Anyway, there were actual plans written out in place.
And George offers that we need political leadership, and that is true. I guess he's responding to Cynthia's question. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And my point simple is that we invited the public. Everything was open to the public. Over at the we call it the R&D Center. It was completely open to the public. We had pizza. We would have, potluck. Anyone who wanted to come could come and offer. Anyone from the community could come and offer the ideas of what Jackson needs and needed. Of course, it was held during daytime, during working hours when most folk on their job. But you got a lot of people who I consider community activists who made it their business to show up at these events and give their 2 cents worth. And everyone on these different committees came up with different plans and projects. Okay.
Exactly. We need some input, a lot of input. He only has one, and he only thinks one way. So
yes.
We need some more guys on what to bring Jackson back.
And y'all help me figure out a way to reach the mayor. What is the right way with proper protocol? I used to go that, well, I ain't gonna lie, Daddy, I would just go down there, talk to Halim. Halim, I need to talk to you.
Whatever you have to do. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the daddy. The daddy was just, that's our pops. He knew me. I worked for him. And, hey, Miss Owens, how you doing? So, that was different. I don't have that relationship with the son, I did with the dad. Okay. Even right before he died, matter of fact, he literally gave me a job, but then he passed away. Literally, I came to deliver. He needed my resume for the job he was giving me, and that was when I came down with my resume. The day he died. Okay, so all right. Anyway, by all means, please give us your suggestions, your ideas, your comments, your questions. Send them in. We reached out to Jackie Amos about coming back on. She had responded that she would be willing to come back on.
As of yet, probably.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah, we can confirm with her probably tomorrow. Okay. All right. As always, thank you. Please like, share, and remember, take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, now, does it say save? Does it, when it gets through with that? You hit save. It saves on my phone. Okay. Oh, I'm not saying you don't. I'm just. Did it let you save? Okay. When I was trying to do it, I ain't do it right. Okay, yeah.
Save button. Okay. Share. This is 47 minutes ago.
Yeah, so what it's which was what happened. And then
well, we got another